TikTok is like a veritable goldmine of bad financial advice, but one of the ones that I see a lot, which always makes me laugh as someone who works in finance, is the myth that you don't have to pay back your credit cards because if the bank sells your debt to a third-party collections agency, you can just fall back on the line of, well, I didn't sign any agreement with this new company, so somehow that automatically means it's null and void. And on its face, and if you definitely don't think about it a lot, it might make sense, right? I mean, you agreed to pay back the bank, not Joe Schmo's collection agency, correct? This collection company is just trying to scare you with a credit score threat, but if you don't care about your credit score, then you're fine, right? Well, as someone who works in finance, and specifically has a history working in contract assignment clauses and bad debt, let me tell you why this is absolutely false. When you got that credit card, one of those pages with the tiny font and the 1,000 terms and conditions that you just blew past probably had something called an assignment clause. It's seen a lot in commercial real estate where I come from, and it basically means that one or more parties can pass off their contract rights or assign them to another party. Credit card assignment clauses are particularly funny to read because they will literally say that you as the customer have no rights to assignment, but the bank has unlimited rights to assign to any party for any reason. Some of them are even very explicit and state that you must pay them as if they were the originating bank. All that to say is that your credit card debt, like your internet history, will live on in infamy far longer than you probably would want it to. So no, the debt doesn't just vanish when your bank sells it off to another company. The bank just gets a small amount of revenue recovered up front from the collections agency and writes off the rest. In accountant speak, it's an increase in allowance for bad debt, which basically just reduces the company's overall assets. More people may know this as writing it off as a loss, and that write-off doesn't erase your debt either. It just moves your account with the bank from a maybe someday this will be revenue column to a they're dead to us loss column. And your debt is just shifted into the maybe someday revenue column of whatever collections company has been assigned your debt. And look, I definitely don't get the accounting Illuminati at FASB and their confusing mountain of stupid rules, but ultimately it's just an accounting move to deal with aging AR. And to be clear, I'm definitely not a big corporate bootlegger, and especially for collections agencies, so you're more than welcome to try to outmaneuver them and rewrite the rules of accounting and contract law, but while you're doing that, I promise you that the interest and fees will keep accruing. So the next time you're tempted to believe someone on TikTok that says you can ignore collections because you never signed a contract with the collections agency, try telling your company's HR department that you don't have to listen to your new boss because you didn't sign on to work for them specifically, and let me know how that goes in the comments. In the end, pay your bills if you can and negotiate if you can't, but definitely don't rely on bad TikTok financial advice.